It is a quiet thought, is it not? We stand here on what feels like solid ground. We go about our lives, building our homes, walking through fields across great cities. Yet beneath our very feet lies an immense hidden world. It is a place of unimaginable heat and pressure, a realm of churning liquid metal, rock that flows like the slowest of rivers. This journey does not take us across continents or over vast oceans. Instead, it takes us down, deep into the heart of our own planet, layer by surprising layer. We cannot see it with our own eyes, but we can begin to understand its profound secrets. The ground we trust, the surface we call home, is merely a delicate skin on a much larger, more dynamic sphere. Imagine an apple. Our entire world, the mountains, the oceans, the very continents themselves, is no thicker than the apple's peel. Everything we have ever known exists on this fragile surface. But what lies beneath that peel? What forces deep inside have shaped the world we see today? The story of our planet is written not just on its surface, but in the depths. To truly know our home, we must travel downwards, through the layers that hold the key to its past and its future. This journey is not one of fantasy. It is a story pieced together through cleverness and curiosity. This is the story of what is inside our planet. It is a story of heat, of pressure, and of the slow, relentless dance of matter that has been unfolding for billions of years, creating the world we are so fortunate to inhabit. Our journey begins with the layer we know best, the crust. This is our world. It is the solid rock beneath the soil of our forests. It is the sand of our deserts. It is the floor of our deepest oceans. But in the grand scale of the planet, it is astonishingly thin. The continental crust can be up to 70 kilometers thick in places, formidable barrier of granite, other light rocks. Yet, under the oceans, the crust is a different beast entirely, much thinner, perhaps only 5 kilometers thick, made of denser, darker volcanic rock called basalt. This crust is not a single unbroken shell. It is fractured into a mosaic of colossal tectonic plates. These plates are in constant, imperceptibly slow motion. They drift at about the same speed your fingernails grow. Over geological time, that gentle movement has dramatic consequences. Continents are carried across the globe. Oceans open and close. Mountain ranges are thrust toward the sky. The mighty Himalayas formed as the Indian plate crashed into Eurasia, a process of creation born from immense silent power. This thin, brittle layer is more than a passive surface. It is the stage upon which life has unfolded, provides the minerals we use, and the soils that grow our food. Beneath the crust lies the mantle, a vast and mysterious region that makes up the bulk of our planet's volume. It is a layer of silicate rock that extends down for nearly 3,000 kilometers. If the crust is the skin of our apple, the mantle is its thick, dense flesh. It is a world of immense heat and staggering pressure. The temperature increases with depth, reaching thousands of degrees Celsius near its boundary with the core. This is a realm utterly alien to our surface experience, yet its influence on our world is profound and inescapable. One might think that under such pressure, the mantle must be completely solid, and for the most part, it is. However, over the vast spans of geological time, this solid rock can behave like an incredibly viscous fluid. It flows. This slow, churning motion, known as convection, is driven by the intense heat rising from the core below. Hotter, less dense rock slowly rises, while cooler, denser rock from above sinks back down. This is not a rapid process. It is a majestic, planetary-scale circulation that takes millions of years to complete a single cycle. It is like a river of rock, flowing in ultra-slow motion. This perpetual, slow-motion churning within the mantle is the engine that drives plate tectonics on the surface. The drifting continents are, in effect, passengers riding on top of these enormous convection currents. Occasionally, plumes of exceptionally hot material can rise from deep within the mantle, punching their way through the crust to form volcanic hotspots, like the one that created the Hawaiian Islands chain. We have never seen the mantle directly, but pieces of it sometimes find their way to the surface in volcanic eruptions, offering a precious glimpse into this immense, slow-moving engine. Descending past the mantle, we arrive at the very heart of our planet, the core. This is a world unlike any other, a sphere of metal nearly 7,000 kilometers in diameter. The core itself is divided into two distinct parts, a liquid outer core, a solid inner core. As we cross the boundary from the mantle, the rock gives way to a sea of molten iron and nickel. Its temperature is staggering, hotter than the surface of the sun, yet it remains liquid because the pressure, while immense, is not quite enough to force it into a solid state. This roiling ocean of liquid metal is in constant, turbulent motion. As the Earth spins, the molten iron churns and flows, creating powerful electrical currents. This motion, in turn, generates Earth's magnificent magnetic field. This field extends far out into space, forming a protective bubble around our planet called the magnetosphere. It is this invisible shield that deflects the most harmful particles of the solar wind, a constant stream of radiation from the sun. Without the outer core's geodynamo, this radiation would strip away our atmosphere, leaving the surface barren and lifeless. Our planet's fiery heart is our silent guardian. At the very center of it all, we find the inner core. Here the pressure is so extreme, more than 3.5 million times the pressure at the surface, that it overcomes the intense heat. The iron and nickel are squeezed back into a solid state, forming a dense ball about the size of the moon. Recent evidence suggests that the inner core may even be spinning slightly faster than the rest of the planet, a world within a world on a slightly different schedule. The story of Earth's interior is a masterpiece of scientific detective work. We have not drilled into the mantle or sent a submarine into the liquid core. Our knowledge comes from interpreting indirect clues, piecing together evidence from many sources to build a picture of this unseen world. The most powerful tool is seismology, the study of earthquakes. Each earthquake sends seismic waves rippling through the planet. These waves are our messengers from the deep. As they travel, their speed and direction change with density and state, like light bending from air into water. A global network of seismometers records their arrival times around the world. Seismograms let scientists compare arrivals and map wave paths. From that mapping, we identify boundaries, the crust, the mantle, the core, its planetary scale ultrasound. Seismic waves also tell us what layers are like. The outer core is liquid. It blocks waves that only travel through solids. Wave bending and speed reveal density. Combined with physics and chemistry, this builds interior models. We calculate immense pressures and temperatures, then test minerals and metals in labs using diamond anvil cells that simulate deep Earth conditions. This quest isn't just academic. It explains why we have continents and oceans, why volcanoes erupt, why earthquakes shake our cities. Most profoundly, it reveals the connections that make Earth habitable. Learning about the deep Earth is learning about ourselves, the silent, powerful forces shaping our world.